I will introduce in this lesson. I will introduce how to set up the test kit and test how to test hashboards in the program, and how to welding a chip on the board. The next lesson, I will introduce the how to repair the MS20 series, and the third lesson, I will introduce the MS30 series and the new type M50, the whole series of WhatsMiner. Let's begin. On this board, we call it H6 OS. You can see that this flash chip is out from this heating radiator. We always use this control board to set the test kitting. This is the ribbon cable. We insert two. This is slot. And this is the adapter bridge. And this black one, the black cable is connected to the hashboard for testing, and insert it to this slot on this adapter board. You need to notice that here is you need to notice that here is a hook. The hook, the direction is towards to the right side, not to the left. On this adapter bridge, these two slots, we don't need you don't use them. Some commands maybe didn't exist on these two slots. And the other side, here it connected to your hashboards. You can see that there is a small white dot. We need to keep it downside. Insert to your hashboard. Like this. Keep the white dot downside and insert to the pin head on the board. When you use this H6 OS to set up the test kit, the first step you need to flash firmware to this board. How to do this? You need to prepare a memory card. The first step, we flash the firmware to this memory card, and the second step, use it to burn the firmware to this control board. I will demonstrate it now. First, insert it to your laptop. and then we program it in in this program we connect the firmware to the memory card. The left top here is a button. Click on it, and we need to select variable firmware. Now we already choose this one, the H6 OS, and here is the issue date, the 13th of this is the issue date. We choose this one and open it. Then the second, we click on this button. Now wait here. Change to totally agree. This process is completed. Close this program and pull the memory card out from your laptop. Now the firmware have flashed to this memory card. Then we use this memory card to connect the firmware to this control board. We insert it to the slot on the board and power on it. This port can provide the supply, the voltage to this control board. Also, you can connect to this socket. I was connected to this socket. And you can count the pinhole, the third. You can see here the third hole up and down is the power supply. And we have display in this picture. If you make it by yourself, you can within a cable to this socket, and you can see here is the plug. Miss is the positive, and the downside is the negative. The supply we need to set at 12 volt DC. Now I connect my DC power supply, and this is 12 volt DC volt PSU, and I connect the supply cable. Now the red LED will blink. Yes, we can use the adjustable DC power supply. You need to adjust it to 12 volt DC. Now the LED is blink. Now the red one is off and the green one is on. The vulnerability course have completed. We disconnect the power supply cable. And pull the memory card out from this slot. Now, this control board can use to test hashboards. We need to collect 3 cable when you test the hashboard. One is the power supply, and here need the insert network cable. And the third one is the testing cable, just 3 cable, the collection. And the other side of the network cable connected to your laptop. Collect the power supply again. So the collection is like this. Is completed. Power supply, testing cable, and the network cable. After the hardware collection, we need to do some setting in your laptop. First, you need to fix your IP address of your laptop. You also can, according to the M20S repair guidance, here have some instruction. You can copy the same parameters. It's very simple. Click on the attributor button, and in this window, choose the TCP IPv4 selection. Double click on it, and here input the IP address and the other parameters. You can keep the same. After the setting, close this window. This program called mobile extern is used to test hashboards. The first time when you run it, you need to do some setting. Click on it and run this program. The first time you need to do some setting. Click on the left top the session. In the next windows, we also select the left top button SSH. And here you need to input some parameters. Here, the remote host, this IP address is belong to the control board and is fixed at the absolute address. You can't change it, keep it fixed. and tick on this rectangle. The usually input root. Then the setting is finished. Close this window. Then return to the interface. You can see this interface displayed like this. That means all settings have completed successfully. And in this windows, you can test the hashboard now. You test the hashboards, just read the one command. This one. Test read the chip ID. And this command keep the same when you test M20S or M30S or M50S, all the same. You can copy and paste it to the program. Now I need to connect the power supply to the hashboard. And on the board, the short layer is the positive pole of power supply, and the long one is the negative pole of the hashboard. We collect the power supply by these two layers. And this is a large power supply. This one is provide the power to the control board, and the below one it provide the power to the hashboard. Now I set it at 30 volt. When you repair the M20S or the M20 series hashboards, we already set the voltage at 30 volt. The current, we can turn it to the maximum. This power supply, it can turn the current to 30 ampere. We can turn it to maximum. Now I have turned off the power supply and connected the power supply cable to the hashboard. The red one is the positive, the black one is the negative. We just need to collect 3 cable, 2 power supply and 1 test cable. After you collect this cable, then you can test it in the mobile extern program. Now we return to the program. Power on the board. Now I have copied the test commands to this program. Then I press the 8 key to run this command. Now I have run executed this command, and here display the test result. From this result, you can see that the past one is displayed like this. From the first chip until to the last one, all can display, then RD. All chips displayed here. And the the chip number totally 129, effective 1, or keep the same. The good board display like this, and the below display the test result. You can see the reset is passed. If the reset displayed like this, if the reset is displayed failed, then we need to repair the reset signal at first. There are two commands, the echo 0 and the echo 1 is help to repair the reset signal. The echo 0 is used to set the reset signal to 0 volt, and the echo 1 command is used to set the reset signal to high level, 1.8 volt. Why we need these two commands? Because the hashboard, when you power on, the initial state is the reset signal is 0 volt. So if the reset signal is failed, and you need want to use a multimeter to measure the voltage of ST, you can't you can't measure the voltage because the initial state is 0. So you need to use the echo 1 command to set it to high level. And how to use these two commands? I will introduce the next lesson. We repair the WhatsMiner hashboard. Just read the 3 commands. Test the board is pass or fail. Just one command. I test this board again and explains the test result, the past one. Here display the read the temperature sensor is pass, and the temperature is 27 degree. Read the chip ID is pass, and the total chip and the effective chip all is 129. Here is a summary. The firmware version is just long. I have Firmware to the control board by the memory card, Firmware to the control board. That firmware. The issue date is 13th of April. This is the issue date. Sometimes, if you need to upgrade the firmware, you can according to the issue date. And how to get the firmware, you can contact me. In the Telegram, the repair engineer shop, WhatsMiner, that's my Telegram ID. And here displayed the PCB serial number. The serial number, it will keep the same. That it printed on the subboard. Keep here the same as this one. and here the miler type. It will display the miler type this board belong to. Sometimes if you don't know the board is which type, you can test it in the program. And the below is the chip information. Now, the chip information we need to see here. The last 7 numbers is 9030 3G. And this chip information also that printed on a label and paste here. It will keep the same as this chip information. And this chip information is very important. You need when you repair a hashboard, you need according to this chip information. Select the available replaced types. And here is Excel display the which type you need to choose when you replace new chip. According to the chip information, for example, like this one is 9030 2B. According to this information we found where is located. Now we can know it is located here in this column. So we choose the 3C type for replace. So if you need the find order new chip from WhatsMiner, you just need the order the file types. The file types can use to repair all types of WhatsMiner hashboards, the M30s series, 3C, 10C, and 50C, 3G, and 10G. The file types, the voltage of them is different. And the below the chip level 0. This chip level 0, it means not passed test chips. It will display here. The chip level 1. This means passed chips. Now this board is a normal one, so all chips is passed. Now I will show the defect one. Just power off it and power off the hashboard and have a test in the program. This test result is a defect board. Now you can see all chips can't pass the test, and the resetter is fail. The chip hard is fail. So in this case, this board need to repair. Need to be repaired. And here the chip level 0 is equal to 129. Here display the U first and the until to the fifth, the others won't display. What means is all is just not enough. And here, the level 1 is equal to 0. That means all chips can't pass. When we test a hashboard, don't need to see which chip is not pass and which chip is pass. Just not very important. We just need to know the result is pass or fail. Is enough. We can follow the repair sequence procedure. Follow the procedure one by one step by one step. You can repair the board successfully. So the test is very easy. You just need to know the result is pass or fail is okay. If it's pass, that means this board is a normal one. If it's fail, then we start to repair it. Just now, I have demonstrated how to test hashboards, and next I will show how to replace a chip on a board. You replace the WhatsMiner hashboard. You need to prepare a heating plate. Yeah, this one. And the temperature, we already set at 280 degrees. The real temperature on the plate is about 260 degrees. And this is a new chip. When you replace it to a board, the first step you need to do the thin coat process. This is the salt paste. I had add some flux to it and mix them evenly. You don't need a stencil. Just when you do the thin coat, you just need tweezers and a small spade is enough. Use this spade to dip some salt paste and apply to the chip pin. We just apply the salt paste to the pin. Keep it a very thin layer. Don't need too much the salt paste. And in the middle area is the liquid pore of this chip. Also need to apply some salt paste. The side area is the positive pole of this chip. Also apply some salt paste. After you apply the salt paste to the pad of the chip, then we clip it to the plate. You can see very soon the salt paste is melted. Now the thin coat process is completed. When you replace the new chip, you need to do this thin coat process. If you don't do this step, you replace it to the board may need insufficient welding. Now I will replace the chip on the board. When you replace a chip, you can't use a hot air gap because the backside of the hashboard is totally metal. It's very easy to lose heat. The hot air gap can't melt the tin on the chip, so you need a heating plate. And when you replace chip, the head, you'd better wear gloves to protect your hand. Keep the when you need to heat the board, you put the board on the plate, keep it tightly touched. I will replace this one. You can have a look at the pin. The solder board, if become shiny, it means the tin is melted. Now, this chip have removed. The next you need to have a look at the pad. If the tin is not enough in the pad, you need to add some solder paste. Use the tweezers to dip some solder paste. Apply to the pin. if you after you remove the chip and you found that on the pad or the solder paste is enough, you can ignore this step. Then clip the new chip and compare to the pad. Then put it to the pad. You'd better align the pin or the chip with the pad on the board. When the solder paste melted, it will pull the pin to the pad automatically. Now the replace is finished. This lead to a lot of practice and is very important. If you welding skill is very poor, will lead some very stringent problem. And it's very easy or very difficult to repair. So this lead to a lot of practice. We need after you finish the welding, you need to have a check at the chip pin. Each pin there is a solder bore and two adjacent pin have no connection. That's a standard. You also can compare to the other chips that have not to be replaced. After you replace this chip, you can cool it down by a fan. And this lesson, they are all for this lesson, are mainly introduced how to set up the test tool, how to test the board in the program, and how to weld the chip. The next, I will have a look at your question. And this lesson is demonstrated the basic skills to repair the WhatsMiner hashboards. And the next lesson, I will introduce how to repair the M20 series hashboards. When you repair all the chips, you can just according to the Excel, this one, the 5 types is enough. For example, 3C, 10C, the 5 types is enough. Okay, thanks for thanks to everyone, and this course is finished. Uh, and see you at next time. And the next time is very important. The MCT also is based on the M20 series.